Alright guys, so today I have very juicy information to tell you. I would like to tell you about an African man, you had be right, who became a king in Venezuela. Believe me, he was a king. That was around 1552. Yes, so let's delve into our topic. The person I'm talking about is called Miguel Buria. Now Miguel ruled Venezuela, okay, not Venezuela. Miguel ruled a province in Venezuela between 1552 and 1555, and as history has it, he is the first and only black man of African descent to become a king in Venezuela. So the question you're probably asking yourself, how did this come to happen? No way. Really? In the 1500s? A black man became king? Yes, a black man really did become king. As history may have it, African slaves were moved all around the world to work on slave mines. They moved from Africa to America, to Arab countries, to the United Kingdom. You know, I'm telling you, they moved all over the world. But this particular group of settlers, the slaves, they were taken to Venezuela. There were about 100,000 slaves. They were taken to work on the maize plantations and also to excavate, of course, minerals from earth. But African slaves were not the only slaves that worked on the mines and plantations. They also had the native Latin Americans that worked there. They were called the Jirajara. It sounds nice. It rolls well in the tongue. Jirajara. Anyway, the Jirajara natives who also worked there. So let's talk about Miguel. Now Miguel was born in 1510. He was born in 1510 and he was owned by a slave owner called Damian del Barrio, and Miguel was later inherited by the son of Damian called Pedro Barrio. And so one time, there's this one particular event that is so famous. This one time, Miguel, who was already known as a rebellious slave, got into an altercation by a Spanish foreman. And this Spanish man was called Diego Fernandez. He wanted to whip Miguel with a slash, like they usually do, a whip slash. But Miguel couldn't have it. Miguel was like, oh hell no way, you're not hitting me with that. I've had enough of it. So Miguel obviously got a sword and fought him off, you know, shut off his skills, because of course he was already strong. He used to work out, you know, working on the mines, working on those plantations. You needed to eat a lot and have a lot of energy and work out, you know. Your physical mind had to be kaput, as same as your emotion. Of course, so many things were going on to make sure that they're deprived of that, you know. They were insulted every day, physically, emotionally, just to break them down, but they couldn't have it. Some people like Miguel were like, you cannot break me, I am a warrior. I'm a warrior. I was born to fight. So Miguel fought off Fernandez and he took refuge in the nearby mountains. And now it is known from those mountains he formed a small colony, a maroon colony. Maroon colony is what they call it, where he took refuge and helped to free so many enslaved workers from these maize plantations, and they became part of his crew. It became like a squad, like a SWAT squad, you know, like SWAT, special weapons and tactics. Anyway, they developed their skills. They worked on all these ways on how to defeat the colonial masters. You know, they developed ideas, developed maps, strategic plans, all those things they did, as it is with any battlefield. When you're going into war, you need to be prepared, you know. So most of the enslaved workers that were brought into his colony, they were given different positions depending on the skills they had. Some became administrators, some became governors, and all those things. So later on, Miguel became a king. They made him a king in that colony, and of course his wife and his son became the king. They became the queen and the prince. So the Spanish colonial masters couldn't have it. They were just sick and tired of Miguel and his revolts, of course, against the rule. And Miguel, of course, did not stop there. He went on attacking so many maize fields and freeing these enslaved workers, and also the Jirajara natives. Some of them were adopted into the kingdom, and actually his rebellion sparked. His rebellion is known as one of the first rebellions against the Spanish colonial masters. So you can imagine it was a pain for the colonial masters. Every day, literally every day, they had to develop a plan, a way to attack these Miguel followers and that whole entire maroon colony that they had developed. So they tried so many times to attack them, but Miguel, of course, and his followers were always ready. They were fighting them off. They were not sleeping. They knew they were under attack. They knew they were being hunted. They knew the colonial masters could not let them be. They wouldn't rest in peace. So every day they also developed new weapons and ways to fight them off, and they did succeed on so many occasions. And of course, as history has it, it gave birth to so many revolutions against the colonial masters, Spanish colonial masters in Latin America, in Venezuela. Most of them, they had hope. You see, hope is something that's very, very important. When you have no hope, you're as good as dead. So it gave hope to so many enslaved Africans on different maize plantations all around Latin America, and most of them also revolted against the colonial masters. They were rebelling. They didn't stop there. And like I said in my previous video, how cornrows were used as maps for enslaved people. So cornrows, of course, were used as a coding language, because of cornrows, people were able to put things in their hair to pass on information, because as you know, they were not given access to reading material, to writing material, so they had to find out ways of communicating, and that is how they did it. So anyway, so Miguel and his followers kept on attacking these maize plantations to free the enslaved workers and kill especially the people that were very cruel to them. They killed many, they freed many, and all of that, but one thing is for granted. Like I said earlier, his reign was short. So in 1555, Miguel was captured and he was killed. And when he was killed, most of his followers were then re-enslaved. Now hold on a minute. Do you know what happens to a prisoner who escapes and is captured? You have no idea. You don't even want to imagine. If they used to beat you up every day, believe me, they will beat you up 10 times more every single day just to drive a point home, just to drive a point to the rest of the people. Do not try this. Do not try this at home. And do not try this. That's the whole motive behind all of that. So these enslaved workers were beaten. They were beaten, kabisa. Beaten senseless. The emotional abuse was extra. The physical abuse was extra. I'm telling you, they had it. And some of them died. Most of them died. Honestly, I think the better, some wished death upon themselves other than going back to those slave mains and all of those things. But anyway, that's what happened. So the re-enslaved, of course, they suffered a whole lot, but that didn't stop there. The mere fact that Miguel was able to escape and become king and put up a settlement, it gave hope to so many people. Like I said earlier, the revolutions didn't stop there. The African men kept on revolting until they got their freedom from the Spanish colonial masters, and they went on to settle into these places they call maroon settlements. They did not settle in the city. They actually settled in places with harsh conditions, harsh climate, no food, desert areas. They had to settle in places where they knew the white man wouldn't go to look for them. They knew if I go and hide in such a harsh place, it would take them forever. Unless they really want us that bad, they would come and hunt us from there. But they had so many options. There were always new slaves coming in from the slave ships, so they could always buy new ones because these ones had gone so far away. So those ones were left to go. They gained their freedom, of course, and then they went on to conquer other slaves, buy them from the African chiefs and all of that. As you know, the transatlantic slave trade era. So they happened to get so many other slaves, but because of Miguel, it gave hope to so many Africans to free themselves from the colonial masters. And hey, that is how you and I get to be here. That is why your neighbors and friends get to be here, because a guy like Miguel gave hope to so many people to fight for their freedom. So yeah, it's amazing how just one courageous act can help to save so many lives. So anyway guys, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I really hope you will subscribe to this channel for more amazing African history and culture. Yeah, because that's what I'm all about. I love giving you juicy African history that you probably knew about, or you probably forgot, or you never knew about. So either way, look at it like you're learning something new from me every single day. So thank you guys for watching this video, and see you next time for more amazing content. Bye.